Welcome everybody to the Geek Dad Report versus the NFL. I'm Brian West, and tonight I'm going to be making all my Week 10 predictions of the 2017 season. That is right! I'm going to be picking all the winners, I'm going to be telling you who all the losers are, and I'm going to tell you which games, if you are a betting man, you should completely stay clear of. That being said, this is not a professional site. I do not, most of the time, know what I'm talking about. And if you are a professional gambler, you should definitely not listen to my advice. But, all that said, I am one game above 500 for the entire season because this week I went 7-6, and that brought me back to being positive. I would like to point out for the record that my frequent co-host and occasional fill-in, Ryan Tomlinson, gave us his picks last week, and I have him again this week because he wants to play along at home, and he went 6-7 last week. That's right. He is the big loser of the week because I went 7-6, which is infinitely better than 6-7. Anyway, I'm just going to point that out because he picked the Packers. Told you guys not to take the Packers. Hopefully you listened to me and took the Lions instead of the Aaron Rodgers-less hack show, Green Bay Hackers. And Ryan didn't listen, and he is the big loser of the week. Loser. 7-6 winner. It's a big W. It's a W for you at home who don't understand sign language. Look at that W. Anyway, that being said, yeah, I went 7-6 last week, despite the fact that there was 17 fights in the NFL, and they apparently forgot that they weren't part of the WWE, and instead are football players, because it seemed like every single team had at least one fight breakout. I kind of wish my beloved Seahawks would have had a fight breakout. Maybe would have given them a little fire instead of laying that egg, that disaster that was the Washington Native Americans coming to town and somehow finding a way to let us beat ourselves, just shoot ourselves in the foot. I'm not going to lie. After watching that game, I turned off the NFL for the rest of the week. So, as usual, like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about this week. It's really relevant. That statement, because I didn't watch half these games because I was so disgusted by my team, my beloved, blessed Seahawks, laying a big C chicken dump. Just, they're flying through the air. That was what happened on Sunday. Just a big seagull dropping right in CenturyLink Field. So, yeah, there's that. Whatever. Forget those guys. You know what? That's okay. We have a whole new week. We have a whole new chance for me to once again be better than my good friend Ryan at picking games. And hopefully a good chance for you guys to win your local little pick and pool at work. You know, I've heard a lot of people like to bet against me. Hopefully you haven't been, because the last 3 weeks I've been in the winning column. So I feel like I'm starting to finally get a grasp of the 2017 season. It's been a wild ride. But old Brian West here thinks he's got figured out. So, bet at your own risk, but definitely if it's like free bets and you just want to go with somebody, listen to me because I totally know what I'm talking about. I'm almost like I'm like a Rain Man of pro pick'ems. Right here, it's all up in the brain. That being said, if you're new to the show, welcome, thank you. If you're wondering why I'm decked out in Seahawks gear, it's because I'm a giant homer, and my other small disclaimer I give on the show is that I always pick the Seahawks, so take whatever I say with the Seahawks with a grain of salt. Luckily for me, they're kind of good this year. I'm not really sure. So I've picked more right than wrong, but I pick them every single week. So this is a completely biased show, and I try not to talk too much about the Hawks. But you know, when you're as great as the beloved, blessed Seattle Seahawks, you know, I'm not even gonna hype them up this week because apparently they got way too fat and cocky listening to how much I love them and said how great they were, and then they laid that freaking sea egg at CenturyLink Field. So, you know what, this week, Seattle? Hope you're listening, Hawks. I'm not talking you guys up as much as I always do. It's not going to happen. I mean, it'll probably happen a little bit, but it's not going to happen like it normally does. Which brings me right to our first game of the week, the Thursday night game. The Seattle Seahawks are traveling to Arizona, to the desert, to face the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. I'm going to be short with this one. The Seahawks are going to win. Like I said, I pick them every week. But I think they're going to win big. The Cardinals have no quarterback. Drew Stanton is not a quarterback that you'd want on your team. However, he's like 7-2 as a starter, which is really strange. They do have Adrian Peterson, who has been lighting it up the last few weeks. 39 carries last week for like 150 something yards. Surprisingly, no touchdowns though. But that being said, the Hawks are pretty good against the run. I was going to say at stopping the run. I don't know, whatever. They're good at not letting people with the ball run through the line for big yards for the most part. So that's all the Cardinals got. I think Seattle is going to be fired up and playing with a mission after as poorly as they played this last week. So I'm going to say the Seattle Seahawks are going to win big in the desert. They're going to beat down the Cardinals. If you were going to bet, I'd bet big on this one. I think Seattle's going to play fired up because if Seattle goes down to Arizona and loses, they can kiss this season goodbye. Adios. Especially as good as the Rams are playing, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. All right, next up, our Sunday games. We have the Packers playing the Bears. They are traveling to Chicago. I'm almost 100% positive that Ryan picked the Packers. We are not going to make that mistake. Without Aaron Rodgers, the Packers cannot win. They lost at Lambeau, which they never do, to the Lions, who are mediocre at best. So the Bears play really well at home. Probably going to be really cold in Chicago. Sorry, no Aaron Rodgers, no victory. The Bears are good enough to win this game at home, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The Bears are going to win this one. The Cleveland Browns are heading to Detroit, who just had a big win, like I said, against Green Bay. The Browns are terrible. They're probably not going to win a game all year. This is an easy one. I'm not even going to go into all the reasons why they're going to win. They're going to win because the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns, and the Lions are not the Cleveland Browns. So the Browns are going to lose. Pick the Lions. If you're going to bet, once again, bet with both hands. The Lions are going to win this game at home. Next up, we have the Steelers traveling to Indianapolis to face the Andrew Luckless Colts. No luck. No luck. Sorry. Steelers are playing pretty good again. They seem to have found their mojo, and they're balling out at a high level. The Colts occasionally put up a fight. Jacoby Brissett has been better than a lot of people thought he might be. But that being said, the Colts just really aren't good. They put up quite a few points against Houston. I did take Houston last week. Unfortunately, I do not know Deshaun Watson was going to blow out his ACL. That being said, the Texans were still kind of in that game. The Colts just aren't a great football team. And like I said, I think the Steelers are really hitting their stride right now, and they're playing really well. Also coming off a bye, they're probably well rested. I do not see this being... I don't see this game even being really that close. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. Next up, we have the Los Angeles. I still can't believe they took the Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Jacksonville, who is surprisingly 5-3 this year, and have really good defense, and they're a good team. All that being said, there's still Jacksonville, and until they can string a whole bunch of wins together, I pick them to occasionally lay a dud like they have all year long. So this is my first upset of the week. San Diego is the one of the best teams you're going to find with a losing record. I think that they have kind of righted the ship the last 3 weeks. They've played really well. And I think Jacksonville is flying a little high right now. And I think San Diego is going to knock them down a notch or two. And I think San Diego is going to get it done in Jacksonville. So first upset of the week. San Diego. Well, you know what? I'm calling them San Diego Chargers. I know they're from LA, but that's a crock of sea crap. Because they should have never taken that team. And they can't even sell out like a 1,500 person arena. So until they can, I'm going to say they're still in San Diego because mentally they are. San Diego is going to beat Jacksonville this week in my first upset pick of the week. Next up, we got the Saints traveling to Buffalo to play a very tough Buffalo team who couldn't get it done against the Jets, surprisingly, this last week. But you know what? That's all right. The Saints are winners of 6 in a row, have been playing lights-out football. They've been dominating people with the run and their defense, their running game and defense, which is something we probably never thought we'd see a Drew Brees-led team do. That being said, the Bills are coming off a tough win or loss against the Jets. I think this is kind of a gut check time for the Bills. I think the Saints are feeling really good, and I don't think they're going to expect a really scrappy Bills team at home. Plus, Buffalo this time of year, the weather's probably going to be terrible. I'm going to say in my second upset pick of the week, the Bills are going to beat New Orleans. All right, Jets, the Jets, Jets are traveling to Tampa to play the Jameis Winston-less Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When Jameis Winston was playing, they were terrible. Now that Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing, they're going to be even worse. Tampa Bay is a disaster this year. No reason why. I have no idea. Maybe you can call a shrink and he can analyze why the team is not playing well. But right now the Jets are playing well. Their record is, I think they're 4-4 right now. Scrappy team, been in almost every single game they've played in this year. They kind of remind me of the Bad News Bears this year, but I think they're going to go on the road. I think they're going to beat Tampa. Tampa is reeling. I don't know. They lost their quarterback. I don't think they can do it. Fitzpatrick may have something left in the tank and may have something to prove against the Jets, but I think the Jets are a solid team. Well, solid 500 team, and they're going to go on the road and they're going to beat Tampa. Next up, we got Minnesota is traveling to Washington to play the beloved Native Americans. You know, Teddy Bridgewater is supposed to be back, but I don't think he's coming in and riding on a white horse anytime soon. And going to get taking this team to the playoffs. The Vikings do have a really tough defense. But then again, the Washington Native Americans found a way to come into CenturyLink and beat the blessed Seattle Seahawks. So I'm going to say Washington's a little scrappier than I gave them credit for. And I think they're going to pull off the victory at home. I'm going to say Washington's going to beat the Vikings. Probably not, but this is one of those games I would probably stay away from if you're betting. The Vikings do have a really solid defense, but their offense is better than advertised. But then again, like I said, Washington's really scrappy. They actually got some pretty good players, and Kirk Cousins is a real deal, man. That dude can play quarterback. So I'm taking Washington. Next up, the Bengals are going on the road to play Tennessee, and I'm only laughing because the Bengals are terrible. Andy Dalton, I don't even know how he's still starting. I mean, A.J. Green is so frustrated about being the Bengals that he literally chokeslammed. I think it was Jacksonville they played last week. Literally chokeslammed the corner from Jacksonville and was just punching the dude in the head, right? I mean, one, it shows how lack of intelligence because he's punching a guy with a helmet. What? Why are you punching a dude in the helmet? You're gonna break your hand, AJ. But maybe he's looking for a way out for the rest of the season because the Bengals are just terrible. They're bad on offense, they're bad on defense, and Andy Dalton is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So on the road against a pretty solid Titans team, yeah, that's a loss for Cincinnati. The Titans are going to win this one. I think they're going to win it by probably a lot, but, hey. Next up, Houston. Like I said, with the Deshaun Watson-less Texans, forgot their name for a minute, are going on the road to play Los Angeles, play the NFC West leading. Makes me sad. But really good offensive Los Angeles Rams. And Houston's going to get crushed. There's no way around it. Tom Savage cannot play football. They are back to Dan Savage, Tom Savage, Fred Savage. I don't care which Savage is playing quarterback. They're going to lose because the Rams are scoring 40 points a game. They are one of the best offenses in the NFL, and Jared Goff is slinging it like freaking Joe Montana back there. Breaks my heart to say it because, yeah, they're playing a little bit better than my beloved Seahawks right now. But hey, whatever. Texans are going to get handled by the Rams. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Cowboys, apparently, are good. Even, Zeke Elliott keeps somehow getting a stay of execution with this looming suspension. I don't know if he's going to play this week. Who knows? I don't know. If you know, let me know. But they are traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons, who are reeling right now. Desperate need of a win to stay relevant in their division. Atlanta just lost to Carolina, and like I said, one more shot to the face, and the Falcons could be out of this. Cowboys are looking to deliver that blow, but I do think that the Falcons are going to find a way to pull this out at home. This is another game if you bet I would stay away from because this is going to be a tough one. This is going to come down to the wire. But I do think the Falcons have enough pride left in them that they're going to find a way to save themselves from the knockout blow this week. But we'll see about next week. But right now I'm going to say the Falcons are going to beat the Cowboys. Let's see. We got a couple games left here. What we got left on the docket? Ooh, this is my favorite game of the week. This is my Brian West pick'em of the week. Here it comes. Giants are traveling to San Francisco. The one-win Giants are going on the road to play the winless San Francisco 49ers. And I picked them a lot, but this is the week, people. Mark it on the calendar. The San Francisco 49ers get their first win. The Giants don't even want to be there anymore. Eli Manning may get benched. There could be a rookie or a second-year guy or somebody who's not Eli Manning. And the Niners are scrappy-ish sometimes. But they're going to be scrappy this week. They're going to win. They're going to beat the Giants. Mark it on the calendar. Finally, redemption. Probably not. But I'm going to say the Niners are going to win. Let's see. San Francisco, New England in the Sunday night game is going to Denver. Oh, man, this is a tough one. Denver is not good, but they have got to beat the Patriots. If they lose to the Patriots this week, the season might be over. Unfortunately for you Denver fans, you are pinning your hopes and dreams on the 17-foot-tall Brock Osweiler to deliver them, and he is not good. That being said, the Patriots haven't really been that good either. You know what? I'm going to say the Broncos are going to find a way to win this one. They are going to pull it off. Their defense is going to play lights out. They're going to harass Tom Brady. And Brock Osweiler is going to make just enough throws to win this one. The Patriots will probably win, but I do believe in the pride of grown men to somehow find strength and pull one out. Plus, like I said, if the Broncos lose this, they're probably about out of it. They've got to win this game. This is a really big one. It's a home game. They got to find a way. So I'm going to say the Broncos are going to find a way to knock off the Patriots. And lastly, we got our Monday night game. The Dolphins are headed to Carolina. Carolina has been playing really well. I have no reason to pick against them. They just beat Atlanta at home. The Dolphins have also actually been playing pretty well, even though they lost badly 2 weeks ago, and then they lost again this week. God. This is a game I would definitely stay away from. I kind of smell an upset here, but I've picked enough upsets this week that I don't want to take yet another one. I'm going to say that the Panthers are going to find a way to get it done at home against the Dolphins. So there you go. There's my picks for the week. Ryan wanted me to read his picks real quick, so before we get out of here, I will take a minute to read all the terrible picks that Ryan made so I can gloat about them next week. He picked Seattle. That was actually a good pick. Nice work. Picked the Saints. Picked the Packers. Picked the Lions. Picked the Titans. Steelers, Jets, Vikings, Jaguars, Rams, Dallas, Cowboys, the Giants, the Patriots, and the Panthers. Those are all who Ryan has as the winners for Week 10. So next week, I'll compare our picks, and if you guys want to let me know what your picks, please hit me up in the comments below and tell me who you got for this week, and if you think I'm way off base, or if you think I know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. You can find me at BrianWest53. You can also find me at GeekDadReport.com. You can find me on Facebook at GeekDadReport.com. You can find me on YouTube at GeekDadReport.com. You can also find me and Ryan on Twitter at GeekDadReport.com. So, thanks for watching. Until next week, go Hawks!